Cargo. Roger that, ground control. Tower, we are go for launch, over.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm joined today by Amy Shields from Sprift with another Kerfuffle exclusive on this exciting launch day. Amy, what's it all about?
Well, firstly, thank you for having us, and we're delighted to be, exclusively launching again another product with Kerfuffle. So thank you for having us on. So Sprift are launching our new product, which is called Sprift Campaigns. So we've obviously had and been watching the market over the last, however many years. And recently, as we all know, the stock levels have dwindled a little bit, obviously since the stamp duty sort of stop, and every agent is crying out for more valuations that we're talking to. Pair that up with the fact that we on the Sprift platform provide address match data in our insider data, which is available within the main Sprift platform. We've had endless amounts of feedback from estate agents asking us to basically provide a fuller and more comprehensive prospecting side of Sprift.
Because Sprift was always a sort of soft prospecting option. It was something that you could impress a vendor by sending them a report. It wasn't in-your-face prospecting, and a lot of agents felt that whilst that was great, this now takes it to the next level. This weaponizes Sprift, really.
It's automated. So a lot of agents were using our key facts for buyers for prospecting as well, because it was a very different angle and a different conversation starter to the usual touting and prospecting angles that you have. But what agents have been crying out for with us is letter postcard functionality, and being able to use our data to send out an automated system, I suppose, rather than having to manually print out the reports and put them through the door. So that's what we've done. And the exclusive part is really, for the first time ever, and what we're incredibly excited about, is that you're able to actually prospect as an estate agent homeowners with data and information about that homeowner's property, and really in-depth data. And that's a first. So it's super exciting.
It is very exciting, and it's a natural kind of evolution of Sprift, and we see Sprift everywhere at the moment. A very popular product, and this data space that people are very much into. Agents are now, we're in the kind of the golden era of data, aren't we? People are really starting to understand how far we can go if we marry up fantastic reporting with a little bit of prospecting.
Yeah, and we're humbled that our clients and our existing clients have asked for this. This Sprift has always evolved and developed from feedback and agents that we've worked with for years now, and it's amazing that we've been able to actually provide what we've been asked for over the especially since the COVID era started. So yeah, very exciting.
Fantastic. It's another one of those things, I suppose, with the COVID era, it speeds up everything, doesn't it, in terms of product evolution as well?
Hasn't it just?
Because you're also, let's face it, you're also getting your feedback from the agents a lot more quickly than you would do under normal circumstances. So Amy, tell us more detail about how exactly it works. Obviously, people have access to Sprift at the moment, so they're aware of your market reports, key facts for buyers. So where does this functionality sit within your system?
It sits within the same platform. So you basically, if you upgrade, you have access to Sprift Campaigns. It's all in the same place, which makes it really, really easy. But Sprift Campaigns is basically and fundamentally a full-on prospecting tool and product. So we have all your daily triggers in there. So sales triggers, lettings triggers. We have obviously on and off market campaigns that you can build, so targeted off market. So if you want to send direct mail to all of or postcards to all of the 4-bed detached houses in a certain road, in a certain council tax band that have got a certain length of residency, I mean, you can drill it right down and do real targeted campaigns, or you can keep it really wide and send out bulk direct mails to everybody in a certain area. So you can kind of really go as targeted or non-targeted as you want, along with your daily triggers that you obviously can set and choose that you want to send out each day or each week, depending on how you work. And then alongside that, obviously, you've got your recent successes. So you can send out your 2020 campaigns sold in the street. So all the usual stuff. There's just a few twists.
So the beauty of it is your data is so detailed that we can target by house type as well, can't we?
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
there's
there's at least 15 different filters, at least somewhere between 15 and 20, I think, different filters that you can really drill down.
Amazing. Because just the other day I was trying to filter down to bungalows, for instance, you know, because people have specific requirements. Not every system allows you to do that. Some people only let you do it by house type in terms of detached, semi-detached, but Sprift is all about detailed data. So you're going to be able to drill down to exactly what your specific client's needs are. So for off-market properties, this is a dream, isn't it?
Yeah, we're getting there.
You look happy about that, Amy.
I think the thing is, Sprift has become a bit of a and what we want is it's a one-stop shop, and that's a really cheesy line, and I hate that. But it's becoming, we're research, we're business-winning reports, we're trackable reports. We had some prospecting elements to us before, but now we have a full-on prospecting. So we're just building the whole journey. And we're becoming a website where you can kind of go to do everything as an estate agent that, hopefully you need to generate more business and get more valuations. So yeah, that's the bottom line.
So I mentioned before that this sort of data space at the moment is extremely interesting. There's lots going on there. And we're not going to name any competing products, if you like, but there are other products in the marketplace that either claim to do the same thing or may be doing similar sort of things. And each agent has their own sort of needs and reasons for going with those suppliers. But how does your product differ principally from what we might see out there on the market today?
I think there's real two real standouts for me that certainly for me, when I've been speaking to agents and getting feedback on this initially, they're the two that really I suppose spike the interest. The first one is we're whole of market data. Okay, so we are, as far as we're aware, the only platform and product that has access to whole of market address match data. So I'm talking all four main portals, but Rightmove, On the Market, Zoopla and Boomin. Okay, as far as we're aware, we're the only solution that has whole of market address match functionality. The other biggie, which is a real exclusive, I suppose, to Sprift, is QR codes. So everybody loves our market appraisal report and buyers reports. And QR codes came real into fashion again during COVID.
We're back we're in the era of QR.
Yeah, I mean, my mum,
we had
scanning
them, I think,
those
in the
QR
early
codes.
2000s, and then they disappeared, and now they are back with.
They are back, and with the force, and everyone is scanning QR codes again. So we were like, okay, there's something in this. And again, feedback with agents, and we had agents coming to us saying, can we generate a QR code from your report? There's something in this. So all of our letters and postcodes, and on Sprift Campaigns, all of them have a QR code. That QR code opens up the report for that homeowner's house. So like I said right back at the beginning, for the first time ever, you can now prospect really in depth for the first time a homeowner with information about their house. So the QR code is on the letter, on the postcard.
They scan it.
And it opens up,
will open up,
and it opens up a fully branded report to that estate agent. So Normie & Co. They scan the QR code, pops the Normie & Co. Property report for that property with all that in-depth, real juicy data and information. And the homeowner is just stood there like, oh, wow. And obviously there's the personalization pages. So there's a bit about the estate agents in there. There's reviews, testimonials. So it's a really nice introduction. It's something so different. But the best thing about it's
really neat, because your postcard, the real estate of that postcard is quite limited, because you can't fit everything in there.
No, it's like headline stuff.
Yeah, and to say to somebody, go to www. and do that is too complicated, but scanning it is a great idea.
And the best bit, which I think you'll like, David, is it's tracked.
Oh, so you can see when they've interacted with it.
Yeah, exactly that. So we have alerts, as our current customers will know, and agents work with. All of our reports are tracked, and you get an alert coming into your inbox every time they click on the interactive report. So we've taken that to the next level with the QR codes and Sprift campaigns, in that all of the, so if you send out 100 direct mails one morning, you know, you could come in the next morning, well, I say in a week after it's been printed, posted out, you could come in and have literally, well, I don't know how many, we're very intrigued to see how many people are actually going to click on these QR codes, open them up.
It's great because whether they pick up the phone to you or not, as an agent, if you know that they've looked at it, you stand half a chance of keeping that potential seller engaged. These are the people that you want to talk to. The people that pick up a flyer, tear it up, put it in the bin, never engage, are probably very cold prospects. But anybody that scans on that barcode, opens up a report instantly, that's a very warm prospect. That's somebody that you can talk to in the future for sure.
And speaking to, you know, marketing people within agencies, and you know, what's really frustrating about direct mails and prospecting and off-market targeted, you know, sort of tout letters, is that you can't track it. You don't know how successful that campaign is. You've got no idea who's opened the letters, who's read the postcards, who's thrown it straight into the recycle bin. So at least, you know, if you know out of 100 direct mails that went out to a certain area, that 56 of them opened up their QR code, oh, great, 56% hit rate, brilliant. Obviously, the ones that open it, you can then cross-reference with your CRM and check who's opened it. Okay, who have you got contact details for? How many of those 56 people have you got contact details for that you can then ring that day, the next day, and say, hi, you know, we popped you out a postcard, a letter. I noticed you opened up your property report. What did you think?
I'll be honest with you. To me, this is an industry first, because you can now measure the ROI on a direct mail campaign. Previously, you had to sort of, it was a thumbs up figure. You didn't really know how many of those people read it or engaged with it. You stand half a chance of sort of really understanding how successful the campaign is, whether or not you need to change the tone of it sometimes, whether it, you know, one campaign's more successful than another, the design of it, however that sits within your own agency's marketing and your messaging. And for the first time ever, you can do that.
Yep, absolutely. And it's a system where we're aware that obviously different agents have different artwork, different letters, different triggers. So this product is fully bespokeable. So you can have whatever triggers you want for sales and lettings, because lettings is included.
And I was going to ask you about lettings applications, because lettings properties traditionally they're tenanted, aren't they? So, you know, sending mail to the tenanted property is a little bit hit and miss, relying on a tenant to pass that on to landlord. So how does it actually work for an agent?
Yeah, and it's the same. So in Sprift campaigns at the moment, the letters triggers are going to be going to the rented property.
Yeah,
that's just, it is what it is. You are relying on either Royal Mail redirection, or the tenants passing it on, or the house being empty and the landlord going there and picking it up if it's an empty property.
And it's also timing, I suppose, as well. So if your triggers are set that that's now back on the market, it's available, or you knew, I suppose you could work out from when those tenants moved in or when it was last on the market, the average length of a tenancy agreement, it might be coming up for renewal in 12, you know, a 12-month mark. So you can actually focus it a little bit more, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, lettings, it's hard because I think lettings have a bit more of a harder time than sales, because the prospecting, touting element of lettings is a lot harder. I've seen that pain with lettings managers that I've worked, and they were constantly trying to steal my stock and my touts off me. But I think, you know, that it is going to evolve. It is going to get better. What I would say is watch this space on that. There is stuff going on in the background with us. So it is getting exciting. We've spoken before this. There's lots of stuff going on. But I think, you know, the personalization and setting your own letters and things is really important. We wanted to provide a platform that, yes, we've got standard stuff on there, so you can just run with the triggers and the letters and the postcard designs that we've got. Obviously, you can just change the text if you want to, or you can go full in and provide us with full artwork, full letters, postcard designs and have it completely branded up and bespoke to you and your agency. So we know that every agent is different. Some are going to just run with our standard stuff, and that's great, brilliant. If you like the letters we've written, love it. But if you want to provide us with all your own artwork and text for your letters, then absolutely fantastic.
I bet you've got some
up.
killer letters as well. Is it so is this functionality, I know it's being launched today, is it live now for all?
It is live right now. So it's launched today. So yeah, really exciting. And I'll say, if you want to come and have a look at it, and just come and have a look at it, see for yourself, see how what the QR codes look like, see what the system just looks like visually, and have a look maybe at the off-market targeted fields that we've got and what you can do, then just book in a tour with us on the website, and we'll spend.
And feedback from agents that have been beta testing this for you?
Yeah, really different, excited. I think intuitive has come up. I think it's just a different approach, and I think prospecting and touting, I know that, you know, some of the letters and things people do, it hasn't changed since I first started an agency back in 2004. And we just wanted to be able to provide something different, in that, yes, you want your standard stuff, you want all of your triggers, your letters, your postcards, your 2020 campaigns, you want to be able to target, real drill down and do real targeted campaigns as well. But we wanted to do something different, that, yeah, and the tracked thing kept coming up. Yeah. How can we track? How can we show ROI in prospecting? So yeah, QR codes, trackable.
More than just a friendly, pretty stalker, this actually can measure ROI, which is something, you know, when we talk about prop tech solutions and we talk about the solutions that we use as agents on a day-to-day basis, one of the biggest questions is, what is the ROI? Because it's really easy to sign up to subscription services, forget about them, and not understand how much that is either converting or adding to your bottom line, because it just sits as part of a soup of marketing, if you like. But you guys, you're going to rise to the top if you can actually pinpoint, well, look, you know, we've spent this amount on our campaign. We know that had a 50% open rate. We know that this is, and by the way, that's far higher than your average email open rate these days. So that's going to be something that agents are going to want to double down on, really.
Yeah, I think so. You know, along with the feedback we got was, firstly, the QR codes and trackable was great, but the other aspect that really went down very well was the whole of market address match data, because that again is, you know, we were pulling up postcodes and they were quite surprised at how many address matches we've had. You know, we're very proud of that. We have an average of 92% full address match as an average across the whole of the UK. So that's quite high, and the feedback we've had is that agents, again, with the whole of market address match functionality we have,
that's why we like you.
Good.
You're part property marketeer, and you're also part geeky data science.
Oh, we're totally data geeks.
It's great, and it's great to catch up with you, Amy. Promise me that you'll check in with us as your product evolves further. I know you've got big plans for the future, and we always like to hear about that news here first. A lot of really positive feedback and reviews for your products on Kerfuffle. Yeah, thank you for joining us today.
No problems at all. Thank you.